Okay, we're going to look at 6.3.2 methods in learning. It says solve the following system using the elimination method. And we have 3x plus 5y equals 26 and 6x plus 2y equals 20. The key here is that we can't solve either equation unless we get rid of one of the variables. We either got to get rid of the x's or get rid of the y's. And what I notice is that 3 and 6 match a lot better than 2 and 5 because 3 goes into 6 but 2 doesn't go into 5. Anyway, we're going to examine both equations' coefficients. So in equation 1, we have 3x and 5y and for equation 1. And in equation 2, we have 6x and 2y for equation 2. Determine which variables' coefficients are easier to match. I think that the x's are easier than the y's because 3 goes into 6 and 2 does not go into 5. So here, x is easier than y because x's coefficients 3 and 6 are multiples, while y's coefficients 5 and 2 are not multipliers. Therefore, we will eliminate x. We're going to eliminate x by making these match up so that we can add them together and eliminate them. All right, determine which equation will be multiplied. Since equation, we're going to multiply the first one because equation 1 has an x coefficient of 3 and equation 2 has an x coefficient of 6, we will multiply equation 1 by a factor of. Okay, here's what we want to do. We want to make the x's disappear, so I'm going to multiply this by -2 so I can get -6x. So we're going to multiply by a factor of -2 to get an x coefficient of -6 because 3 times -2 is -6. This will make it possible to eliminate x by adding the equations together. Okay, so we're going to multiply the chosen equation. So again, this is the equation I'm choosing. I'm choosing equation 1. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply the whole thing by -2. So it looks like that. All right, and I don't need this to be e right here. All right, it's good to have all of this be red, showing that this is my work, of course. Okay, so what we get, -2 times 3x is -6x. We're distributing here, so -2 times 5y is -10y, and that will equal, and this applies to both sides of the equation, so it's -2 times 26, it equals -52. All right, so we multiply the chosen equation, we got this one. Okay, so now we're going to solve the equation. Okay, and that's step E. Step E, missing, so sorry. Solve the system using elimination. Okay, so we've got this equation. And then we've got this equation. And what we'll do is we will add them together. So we can do that. We can even like put an underline here to show that we are indeed adding. It's very useful. Okay, so now when we put these together, -6x plus 6x is 0. I don't need to underline anymore. I don't need to underline anymore, so 0. -10y plus 2y is -8y, so 0 minus 8y is equal to -52 plus 20, which is -32. So then I can divide both sides by -8. See, I want to get rid of that coefficient. We have the 0 there, so that doesn't really count for much. I can even get rid of it. I have -8y equals -32, so I divide by -8 and I get y equals 4. So now we're going to substitute 4 for y in either equation. So I'll just choose the first equation, and wherever I see a y, I'll put a 4 instead. So I'm going to put that right there, make it red to show that it's my work. and instead of a y, I'm going to put a 4. And I'm going to work it through. So it becomes 3x plus 5 times 4, which is 20, is equal to 26. Now I'll subtract 20 from both sides. I'll get 3x is equal to 26. Take away 20 is 6. So therefore, when I divide by 3 on both sides, I get x is equal to 2. So I should get a solution of 2 for x and 4 for y. We'll check the system in Desmos, and if Desmos agrees, then we did the work correctly. So hopefully that's what happens. Let's take a look. We'll launch calculator, and we're going to put the system in here. So 3x plus 5y equals 26. Right there. And 6x plus 2y equals 20. And we get the solution 2, 4, which is exactly what we got here. X equals 2, y equals 4. So the solution is correct. Hooray! The lines intersect at 2, 4. Awesome. Okay, and that does it for methods in learning today.